in my van. Got my sidekick over here who's going to be supervising the whole thing, right? Right there, bud. The cabin is reclaimed from an earlier van build, but I can show you how we did the top, the sink, and the faucet. This is the water dispenser we're using. It works with 5-gallon water bottles or 3-gallon. I've already done a review on it. I'll link that up here in the corner. I bought the water pump for bottles off of Amazon, so I'll link that in the description box below, but do check out my review. It's how to have running water at a sink in a van. We have our sink portion cut out. Instead of putting this directly on the bottle, we're going to route this circle out, and then the water dispenser is going to fit on this circle. The tubing is going to go into the water bottle that's going to be underneath it, and our sink is going here. The hole for the dispenser is half the depth of the board. This allows it to sit on the cabinet top, but still gives it the ability to keep the water dispenser from tipping over. The board is about 1.5 inches thick. We paused for a minute to drill a hole in the center of this routed spot. That's going to allow the hose to go to the bottom. And any loose pieces were removed. How's he doing? I think you're through. Now it's time to seal the top with polyurethane, white paint, and then more polyurethane. When you do this, it's critical to get a good seal, because even if nothing is spilled on it, your van is going to have moisture inside, changes in humidity, changes in heat. Getting a good seal on this is going to be what keeps your wood from warping. This goes on both sides and around the corners and the edges, just to make sure that it seals well. You can let this dry for about 20 minutes and then flip it over and do the next coat. As long as it is not super humid, you should be able to get by with that. Otherwise, give it about an hour in between before you flip it over, and a solid 2 hours in between coats of polyurethane. I finally get to paint it white. I'm using Rust-Oleum American Accents Ultra Cover with premium latex paint. Gloss, because gloss helps seal it better, I think. This is the second coat. You just want to make sure that you get it all over, corners, sides, any little grooves. And then I'm going to go back through here. And I'm going to finish this up with a coat or two of clear polyurethane, just to get that extra sealing power in. Put this on just like before. Make sure you get every little crack and crevice. While this is drying, my husband is drilling a hole in the center of the water bottle lid. The hose will run from the automatic water dispenser through the hole in the board, through the hole in the cap of the water bottle, and on into the water bottle. This won't allow it to slip out of place while we're in the van driving or on a road trip. What are those tools? A drill and whoops.
That's actually a deburring tool for metal, but it sort of handle plastic pretty well.
Okay, so it's a deburring tool for metal, and you just used a regular drill.
Yep.
And our neighbors are working on I don't know what, but that's the background noise. I'm gonna go and wash this where we just cut it and sanitize it real good. I'll be right back. Actually, we'll be right back. Okay, we're going to be installing this on the water bottle. Then we'll show you how we're actually going to install it in the van. I'll hand this to my husband to open. First piece is the main unit, the automatic water dispenser itself. Second piece is the tubing that came with it. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. We have the all-important USB cord for recharging and the spout. Just simply sit the spout in the water dispenser like that. There we go. The tubing goes directly on that center piece right there. The water is brought up by the pump in the water bottle dispenser. We're going to demonstrate how the original tubing fits onto the water pump, but it's a little bit short for what I want, so we're going to be switching over to a different hose. The tubing fits on this by friction, and it is a pain. Just want to warn you about that. It's very hard to put on, which also means it's not likely to slip off. Now let's complete the project. We're drilling pilot holes up through the framework of the cabinet that we're reusing from the previous van build. This is going to make it much easier to install the countertop around the sink. From this point forward, anything that touches this or the water bottle is going to be clean and sanitary, including the scissors that I just washed and sanitized. Good old bleach water there. So the first thing I'm going to do, because this is an oxygen tubing, yes, don't worry, it's clean. I didn't use it when I had COVID. The home health agency said they had already filled it and couldn't take it back, even though it was unopened. But anyway, it works out well for this point. What we're going to do is I'm just going to clip it to the length I want. Nice and clean. And after we affix it to the dispenser, water dispenser, we would just drop the tubing into the 3-gallon bottle and get our water. But since we're putting it under the sink, a couple more steps here. Now to test it. Just a little bit. Perfect. So this bottle is our gray water. All I need to do is unscrew the cap, and there's a hose that's going to fit from the bottom of the sink right into this bottle. We are reusing this sink from the previous van build, just as we are reusing this water bottle for the previous van build. So that explains the nicks. This is
It's an RV sink plumbing trap bought off Amazon.
also reused from the previous van build. Just slip this on. And the sink portion just goes right into this top of the counter. Turn the faucet this way, and you'll notice it's relatively close to the electricity. Not close enough to be a problem though. But this way, when I have to recharge, it's going to be really easy to just recharge it from the faucet to the electricity. Super simple. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how we installed room temperature water and a gray tank in my van. Was the installation helpful of the portable water pump and sink in the van build? Let me know. Drop me a comment down below. And remember, we're always about the hashtag #BeBodacious, which means you're not going to let life get in the way of living. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye. Ah, look who's doing it himself.